Welcome everyone to our Masterclass, EUI Innovations in Container-Based Profile, CPM 2020, 2203 and beyond. Today we are joined by Liang Yang, Lead Product Manager at Citrix.
Hello.
We're joined, hey Liang, welcome. We're joined by Wayne Liu, Director of Product Management at Citrix.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to this session.
Awesome, great to have you here, Wayne. We're joined by Jeremy Ingram, Technical Architect at Ferroque Systems, and Todd Hsu, President of Ferroque Systems, and myself, Amber. Hi, everybody. I look after the marketing here at Ferroque. Liang Yang is a lead product manager at Citrix, specializing in DaaS solutions. Previously, Liang held the roles of Senior Escalation Engineer for Virtualization and Citrix Cloud, and Lead Sales Engineer and DaaS Solution Architect. In addition to his role at Citrix, Liang has served as a technical advisor for the Enterprise Platform Premier service at Microsoft and as a Cloud Solutions Architect at Orange Business Services. Liang holds a Master's of Information Technologies from Monash University. Wayne Liu is the Director of Product Management at Citrix. During his decade-long tenure at Citrix, he has served in various roles, including Senior Escalation Engineer, Senior Product Manager, and Senior Manager of Product Management. Prior to joining Citrix, Wayne was a solution consultant at Trend Micro. Wayne holds a master's degree from Nanjing University of Aeronautics and Astronautics. Jeremy Ingram is a technical architect with Ferroque Systems. He has deployed Citrix virtual and networking solutions since 2008 and has contributed to Citrix Consulting Services Virtual Bench since 2011. Jeremy joined Ferroque in 2020 and is a frequent contributor to Ferroque blogs and webinar events. And finally, Todd Hsu is the president of Ferroque Systems. His previous consulting company, TH Consulting, was acquired by Citrix in 2012, and he became the director of Citrix Consulting Services Canada. Todd joined Ferroque in 2020, and the company is now one of 4 Platinum Plus partners in Canada. Welcome, gentlemen. It's great to have you here. Ferroque has been closely following releases of CPM features, which we believe will significantly change the landscape of container-based profile management. New features released in CPM from 2203 to 2311 mark a significant evolution in container-based profile management, with Citrix now offering industry-leading features and functionality. Our recent attendance at PTEC at the Citrix headquarters in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, allowed us to engage with Wayne Liu, Director of Product Management, to discuss the evolution of CPM and the positive impact that these features will have on the EUI community. These recent product updates, coupled with features that are scheduled to be released on the product roadmap, reinforce our belief that CPM will be the profile management platform of choice for Citrix engineers and architects in 2024 and onward. CPM, first introduced as a file-based profile management solution with Citrix Presentation Server, now offers functionality that is same or better than its closest competitor as a container-based profile management platform. Ferroque, a recognized leader in the EUI community, now considers CPM its leading profile management platform for both file and container-based profile solutions. We thank you for joining us today to review these features, which represent the most significant modernization in profile management since Microsoft's acquisition of FS Logic in 2019. In today's webinar, we'll discuss the historic, current, and future timeline of Citrix Profile Management, look at CPM general solutions, and explore some new features. As well, we'll close with some key takeaways and a roundtable discussion.
Thanks very much, Amber. And just before we get started, I just want to thank Liang and Wayne for joining us today. Contributions and participation from the Citrix product team in this webinar. Let's be honest, it's not very often we get this audience or on a webinar chance to interact with members of the product team. And for me, this will be a highlight of 2024 as far as webinars are. So, gentlemen, thank you very much for your time joining us today. But more importantly, thank you for the outstanding that you and your teams have done bringing new updates to Citrix Profile Management, and just pushing the modernization discussion in profile management in general. So let's take a little bit of a walk down memory lane here. Citrix Profile Management, or CPM, first introduced with Citrix Presentation Server. It's been the major tentpole in standing up multi-session environments that use file-based profile management for almost the last 20 years. It was initially created to solve the last right wins issue in maintaining consistency and avoiding profile corruption. And when implemented, users benefited from extremely fast logins and that consistent user experience across multiple hosts. Out of the box, it's been a fantastic and tried and tested tool, able to serve environments of all sizes and scale to a number of users. Typically, for environments over 10,000 users, we would address that scaling by use of multiple stores. But a tried and true enterprise tool for any Citrix professional. Present day trends. Presently in profile management, we've shifted from file-based profile solutions to container-based profile solutions, where we're much more dependent on the performance and storage hosting our user profiles that are stored in VHDs and that attach to a user's VDA at logon. Container-based profiles are typically larger than file-based solutions, and that requires greater scrutiny for IOPS and bandwidth and really speccing out our storage appropriately. Initially, the modernization and evolution in container-based profile management was driven by FSLogix, but since its 2210 release, the product appears to have plateaued with respect to implementation of new features and general hardening of features like compaction that are intended to optimize storage. CPM and continuous evolution in this space. In 2024 and beyond, Ferroque expects that the solution landscape will continue to be dominated by two products. That's Citrix Profile Management and FSLogix. From 2203 to 2311, we've seen the most innovation in profile management since the 2019 acquisition of FSLogix by Microsoft. Now, Citrix Profile Management offers EUI's admins, engineers, and architects greater functionality and more features than FSLogix. And Liang, I'll turn it over to you now for a recap of the exciting and feature-filled 2023 that the product experienced.
Yeah, thank you, Jeremy. So can I go to the next slides? Yeah. So I would like to start with a vision of the CPM product. So CPM is specifically designed to enhance user experience in the VDI environments. So it centralizes the user profile data storage and can efficiently distribute all those data across the diverse virtualized environments. So profile data storage is a fundamental technique of a CPM can provide it. So we utilize three technologies to store user data. So file roaming, profile container, and also hybrid profile. Each technology will have its own set of advantages or drawbacks. For instance, the file roaming does not rely on the persistent connection to the backend storage, but it may result in slow user logon due to large profile size. The profile container accelerates the user logon process, but it can lead to a profile disk become boats over time. So we offer the hybrid profile solution. The purpose is to combine the benefits of both solutions. So we want to provide our customer with a a flexible approach to meet their specific needs. The second aspect involved is resilience. Yeah. Amber, can you click?
Sorry, so I think there's a little bit of a lag. I've got number 2 on the screen right
Oh, okay,
now.
already. Okay, yeah, that's a bit delay. Yeah,
that's okay.
The second aspect involved the resilience of the data access. And our goal is to provide the solution that distribute and synchronize user data across different SMB share. So those share can be intelligently select for data retrieval. And addition to management user data, and the CPM also take control over the application for user workspace, application management, and the data application are equally important. So CPM will provide admin with a capability to display or conceal specific application for users, and just based on the single image provision in that image, it will include all application sets. And moreover, we allow any user to install application and enable those applications to roam across different devices. Citrix, we can see Citrix consistently invests in CPM development. So we deliver new features every quarter. With continuous improvements, Citrix offers rich functionality in user profile management solution. So we can say that there's a lot of new feature delivered in past year, and we want our customer to know that Citrix is committed to ongoing develop of CPM products, and more exciting stuff is on the way. In this section, we will talk about the CPM enhancements on the core capabilities, including the data storage or container access modes, and how data resilience is achieved, and how does the migration tool or user policy works for our customer. Next one. Yes, Citrix Profile Management fundamentally supports 3 deploying modes, file roaming, container, and a hybrid. So file-based profile roaming solution where the user profile are stored in remote folder in the shared storage, and the file will be downloaded at user logon and read back at user logoff. So it naturally support offline scenario, as a virtual machine do not require the network access all the time during the session. But when a user have a large profile, it could lead to a slow login and a log off due to the file copy over the network. So the main user typically have to perform profile tuning to just reduce the profile size. So the common usage scenario involves the virtual apps where we should tailor the user profile specifically for each application, minimizing its size to be small. Container-based solution where all the user profiles are stored in the VHDX disk in a remote share. So when user log in, the VHDX disk will be mounted and the profile folder will be available immediately. So those file read or write IO will be directly into the remote VHDX file. So profile container provides users with a fast login experience. However, I think the drawback will be it is not storage efficient as a file-based solution, so which their file tend to become boats. It will require additional storage space compared to actual profile needs. So if you have a large profile size and user logging speed is your primary concern, so you can choose a profile container. Yes, and also some customer may not know that CPM offers a hybrid solution which provide our customer with additional flexibility of the profile deployment, which combines the benefits of the file solution and the container solution. A portion of the user profile, specifically for the large folder, will be stored in the container, and the rest of the profile still in the folder. So this hybrid solution offers the flexible options for different profile layer and with the best fit technology. So this is a unique value that CPM could offer to our customer. For CPM container solution, we support 3 container access mode at the moment. With the multi-session access mode, only one session can write data change into the profile store, and the change in other concurrent session will be discussed upon user logoff. So this is suitable for the user case that an user may have just a primary desktop and a set of the supplementary virtual apps. And for multi-session read-back modes, so it will well suited for the customer with an intensive VDI usage. So considering that customer typically have multiple desktops and application to access, the synchronization of the personal data will be a critical factor. So multi-session read-back modes allow customer to launch concurrent access to profile data, and the data change generated from those user session can be preserved. So the last one will be the exclusive container access, which is introduced to fit the user scenario where maybe customer have only one desktop and no need to have multi-session access. So all the working tasks will be processed within that desktop. So user session excluded mounted the user base disk all the time. So this simplify user logon and logon process to reduce the I/O. Profile solution rely on the file server to host user data, and the high availability of the data access is a key factor to the CPM solution. So customers should be typically achieve this by implement the file distribution solutions such as the DFS. We aim to provide our customer with an extra layer of confidence in terms of data accessibility, particularly for the customer who may have limited control over the storage parts. CPM replicate user data to multi-parse on each user logon and user logoff to achieve profile data redundancy. Addition to that, we also offer smart user store selection that allows CPM to connect to the store based on the network performance. So when multiple store is deployed, the VDI will decide based on the policy configuration to either choose the store in the configuration order or to the store with the best access performance. Yeah, Jeremy.
Yeah, so just a quick note here. Architects, engineers, and admins will draw a line between this feature and between CPM's Smart User Store and FS Logic's Cloud Cache. And in my opinion, this is absolutely a welcome feature. Anyone who has worked through a Cloud Cache recovery of a primary location will likely agree with the Microsoft product documentation that now states that Cloud Cache DR recovery events are seldom graceful and can result in corrupt profiles. So recovery of that primary storage location includes a complete rewrite of containers hosted on secondary storage locations. The secondary location overwrites the primary container in FS Logic's Cloud Cache, and that process can be particularly brutal, as it'll consume as much IOPS and bandwidth as possible from network and storage. So replication of profiles across primary and secondary sites has never really been a straightforward solution historically, and any modernization to container-based profile solutions, writing to multiple locations is a must, and improved recovery performance is welcome, absolutely.
As we observe that's the growing adoption of the container technology, we have introduced the profile migration tool to assist our customer to migrate profile from FS Logic on Windows Local Profile and Citrix file roaming to CPM container. So this tool facilitates pre-staging of a user profile container, performs user data copy, and establishes folder structure and grant necessary permission for the user. So it allows IT admins to proactively migrate profile data ahead of the time. So you can see this is just a first iteration of the tool. So we are committed to ongoing enhancements of this tool in the future release.
Yeah, customers currently running FS Logics aren't initially eager to re-architect their profile management solutions, especially given the time it may have taken them to tune their XML redirect files, trim their profiles, and optimize their storage. But Citrix offering a supported migration tool from other container and file-based profile solutions into CPM is absolutely another welcome feature here.
CPM services are actually running independently on each VDI machine. So we have implemented CPM policies to manage each CPM nodes, and those policies can be deployed through Windows GPO or Citrix Studio Policy and Citrix WAM. Typically, most of the Citrix CPM policy operates at machine level. So it means all the user logging to the machine receive the same policy set, and the fine granted control just on the per user basis is not possible. So we introduced a new feature that allows CPM policy to function at user level. So with this user level policy settings, machine policy now able to operate at user level, providing more granular control over specific user accounts and user groups. When configuring a user level policy, start by getting the domain SID of the target user accounts or user groups. Then deployments will be executed through machine registry, where all each keys will include a policy item and corresponding SID. So for example, so we could assign the policy, assign the profile disk with different capability for different users. So customer actually can refer to the Citrix public documentation for the guidance on how configure those registries. Jeremy?
Yeah, this is a very interesting feature that could have a direct impact on the number of machine catalogs that that a customer needs to deploy. Profile management policy settings are typically applied via computer settings on your VDA. So accommodating different use cases that require those conflicting computer settings, it's not long before there's a requirement to deploy an additional machine catalog for those use cases. Where I'm really looking for this feature to excel is in a specific manufacturing use case that I've had with a customer frequently, and other use cases moving forward where we have generally accessible kiosks or endpoints on a plant floor, for example, or just general use kiosks, where appropriate CPM policies can now be applied at the user level on those individual sessions, allowing admins an opportunity to avoid increasing their machine catalogs and really being conservative with their overall VM footprints, especially in the cloud, where consumption costs are concerned. But great feature here that I'm looking forward to really to be able to be flexible with our endpoints and the number of use cases that we're able to accommodate on a single image.
Yeah, thanks, Jeremy. So next one. Yeah, so CPM is a solution that's consume quite a lot on storage resources. So in this section, we will focus on storage management with the goal of optimize storage utilization and conserve resources. So file deduplication is a key feature that help us to reduce the total number of the file, and we can enable profile this to dynamically string or grow based on real usage. We introduced the file deduplication feature to minimize the overall storage consumption, and the profile management efficiently eliminates the duplicate files from users store by storing only one instance of each file in the centralized location known as a shared store. So CPM track open files through the hash value, so we can see if the user like Mary and Jack had a file with the same hash value. The system extracts the file and places it in a shared store. Customer have the flexibility to specify the file for deduplication. So we support the wildcards in file names, and it's provide granular control over deduplication behavior. Just for instance, the users can selectively deduplicate a file with the ISO extension, maybe in the downloads folder. Yeah, Jeremy?
Yeah, the storage management features that we have in CPM now are just terrific in my opinion. Regardless of who's providing our container-based solution, if you're configuring it with FSLogix or Citrix Profile Management, that solution's performance and its resiliency ultimately is going to be dependent on your underlying storage. So any features that we can have available to us that promote the health of that underlying storage and the optimization of it are absolutely welcome. And it only makes sense that solution and the storage should complement each other with the available features there. So on dedupe in the field, customers don't always have deduplication features available to them on their network storage, and I'm glad to see this available to customers to help complement the performance and the health of that underlying storage here. So thanks very much, Liang.
Citrix Profile container just store you the data in a separate VSD disk. So, but those disks do not dynamically grow or shrink with the size of the user profile. So it can result in additional management overheads. So now with a CPM container, the user can configure the disk compaction and expansion policy with a configurable condition to trigger the automatic compaction and expansion behavior. The disk compaction process can be triggered at user logoff, and also it will includes the disk defragmentation. So there are two configurable triggers. The first one is the disk free space ratio, and the other is the numbers of the logoff since the last compaction. So those triggers can be operated independently. So regarding the expansion, a user can also configure this usage thresholds to trigger the expansion behavior. Specifically, specifically you can have the increments for each expansion behavior, and also we are able to set the upper limits for this to expand. Yep, Jerry.
Yeah, obviously, compaction comparable to the feature in FS Logics. I'm excited for CPM bits to be managing the compaction now, because customers aren't always blown away by this feature currently in FS Logics. It's absolutely welcome and a valuable tool, but users are sometimes in the field are unsure if it's actually running on the profiles. If the profiles are new, they haven't necessarily accumulated the white space, so it isn't immediately noticeable if it's if that cleanup is running. The fact that compaction that can now be initiated by the number of log offs since the last compaction should give a good sense of security to admins, knowing that that actually is running, and that the white space is being eliminated from the profiles ahead of time rather than after a time. And from the perspective of auto expansion, great to see the granular policies here that are going to assist in governing that storage consumption as well. Again, any storage optimization features that we can get through profile management, I'm excited to see.
We introduced the app access control, which provide customer with the ability to hide files, applications from specific user or machine and processes. So this feature allows customer to provision all required software in a single machine image, and have a control over the user visibility to those apps through assignment rules. This eliminates administrative efforts of provisioning different image for various of the departments with the different application sets. Application assignments can be configured based on the user accounts, user groups, or machines, machine OU as well. And we also support Azure AD and non-domain join scenario.
Maybe just one point on the app access control. A comparable feature to FS Logics. What kind of differentiates itself here? In my experience in the field, EAs aren't necessarily thrilled when a customer wants to bring in FS Logics app masking into the scope of an engagement. So again, I'm happy to see that this functionality being managed by Citrix bits and in the Citrix consoles, and just the flexibility of how we can assign those rules and everything. One kind of interesting and important point here. I think this will really be an appealing feature for users who don't have obvious or extremely compelling use cases for Citrix app layering, or for customers who can realistically make the commitment to manage app layering, but still want that benefit from single image management. So again, a great bit of evolution here and modernization that can help bring home that single image management that a lot of customers know and love.
Another cool feature launched in last year is the UWP app roaming. So UWP is short for Universal Windows Platform. That is a part of a Microsoft strategy to create a unified platform for the Windows ecosystem. So UWP apps are typically distributed through the Windows Store. So CPM will separate the installed UWP software from operating system and containerize the application in the remote share. So by leveraging the UWP roaming capability, user can access the same UWP apps just seamlessly across different devices. So during the user logon, the application package will be mounted and user data will stored in the user profile, later copied into the machine just for consistent user experience. One thing I want to mention here is that Microsoft has announced the new teams based on the UWP platform last year. So now new teams user can leverage this feature to achieve teams roaming across the devices. So Outlook will relies on the OST file and search indexed database to provide the cached exchange modes, allowing our customer to access or search email from local cache. We separate OSD file and search database specifically to a user into specific virtual disks. So those disks with cache data got mounted on user profile during the user logon onto a new machine. So to facilitate the concurrent session, so each session utilizes a distinct OST file. So by default, there are two OST container will be allocated for two concurrent user session from single user. So we can see the maximum number of the OST disk is just adjustable by the policy. So in addition, CPM can automatically enable and disable the cached exchange modes for Outlook if the container is detached during the session, and CPM will switch the Outlook from the cache exchange mode to the online mode, and allowing our customer to link directly to the exchange servers for the mailbox mail data. When the container is reattached during the session, the CPM will switch Outlook back to the cached exchange modes, so enable the user to access the email just using the local cache. Yeah, next slides. So CPM redirects OneDrive cache folder into VHDX container, just utilizing IO level redirection that remains transparent to OneDrive application. The redirection includes both the download files and the junction points. Seamlessly place everything under the OneDrive folder into a VHDX disk. The decisions about which file or folder are downloaded or reserved in the cloud are configured while the OneDrive setting only. So there are two advantages of this feature. Firstly, consistent or upon user login to the new machine, so which eliminates the needs for download the file from cloud again. Secondly, it's also contribute to saving the local machine storage, as all the cache data is stored remotely and is seamlessly attached to a local environment. So in addition, and the OneDrive container now support concurrent user access. So for the scenario where the single user utilize multiple desktop and require OneDrive data synchronization across all the desktops, we recommend our customer to test the latest version of the CPM. Just in addition to the core feature releases for the CPM, we also focus on enhancing our administrative experiences. In this section, let's explore how we leverage Citrix WAM product to achieve centralized management and insights into CPM. Next one.
Maybe I'll just add one point here, but in terms of the additional reporting here, I can't stress potentially how valuable that is for environments and for customers to actually know what the how their profile management solution, their container-based profile solution is performing. We've got guidelines on the Ferroque resource section of our website for estimates on IOPS for various events, log on, log off, under use, and just kind of steady state. But those are conservative estimates, and your environment is unique to other environments. So your profiles may very well clock under those conservative estimates, but all to do with the health of the underlying storage here. So the additional reporting that we see with the updated CPM bits, I can't stress enough how valuable that is going to be to knowing when to scale out your environment and understanding the health of your storage.
Many customers are likely to aware that Citrix provides a WAM product design for machine management or performance optimization within Citrix workspace environments. So WAM facilitates the machine system optimization and policy control and the security management. Also, CPM is involved as a significant component, and the WAM can centrally manage the user profiles.
Yeah, I just want to add one point here. Many people are asking, like, what type of SKU enables WAM. I just want to say that WAM is available in all SKUs, so customer will have access to WAM. If you have a CPM license. So WAM is there. If you want to centrally manage the profile management solutions, then WAM is your go-to solution that you can use it to manage all the profile components.
CPM policy are complex, and we have some customers have concerns about the complexity of the configuring CPM policies. So to address this, the WAM provides solutions through policy templates that enable our customer to easily configure CPM policy based on their specific user cases. So WAM simplify the CPM policy configuration by offer the basic policy settings for both file-based profile and container-based profile. So as seen in this templates, so configuration is quite straightforward and efficient. We have include all the policy settings related to file roaming, and we have same approach applied for profile container and app access control. Citrix WAN provide insights into the usage of the CPM container. So the image on top on the top right corner shows the status of the profile session, which will include the machine name, VHD disk usage, and free space. And the image at the bottom display the statistics of the overall disk usage and the VHD mount failures. So we will have more comprehensive reporting feature in our future releases. So please stay tuned.
Again, I want to thank you for your involvement and your contributions to this webinar. Most importantly, I want to thank you and your team for the outstanding work you've done in modernizing these features in CPM to make it what Ferroque now considers our preferred profile management solution for both file-based and container-based profile management solutions. What we've seen particularly during the 2203 to the 2311 releases of CPM constitutes the most modernization we've seen in profile management since the introduction of container-based profile management and Microsoft's acquisition of FS Logics in 2019. In preparing for this webinar, I feel it's important to note that that additional features and modernization can still be expected in upcoming releases of CPM. And as we were preparing for this webinar, I just want to make sure to note that Liang, Wayne, and the profile management team absolutely want your feedback on your experience with CPM, your experience with profile management in general, and what features you would like to see coming in future releases. So you absolutely have the opportunity to contribute to and influence new features that are going to be reduced or released. Pardon me. You can provide your feedback in a number of ways on LinkedIn, in this presentation, when this video is posted on YouTube, or by referring to the resource section of the Ferroque website. I'll be publishing a blog today where we kind of complement this webinar here today. Your comments are absolutely welcome, as well as Michael Schuster's blog, where he published immediately after PTEC, where we had these initial conversations with Wayne about what Ferroque's CPM feature wish list looks like. We're absolutely monitoring the comments there and relaying that feedback to the team. So again, thanks very much, everyone. Just to highlight specifically the team and the contributions to profile management in general. Again, thank you. They're absolutely welcome.
Very cool. Thank you so much, gentlemen. That's a lot of information to take in, but I think very valuable. Can user level policy settings be managed only by one tool, or do we need to use both GPP and Citrix WAN?
Yeah, I can probably answer
question.
that one. Yeah, Jeremy, if you want to.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, what I'm saying is that we have multiple ways of configuration for Citrix Profile Management. You can use either a group policy to configure all those settings. You can use the Citrix Studio to deploy a Citrix policy. You can use WAN to deploy the settings. Either way you choose, it will basically deploy those settings to the CPM engine, and the CPM engine will consume it. So it really depends on what type of solution you use from management from a policy management perspective, and you have the flexibility to choose any of those solutions for the configuration management.
For example, Outlook, OST, and OneDrive cache stored in the profile container or in different dedicated containers?
We support both. You can either you can use the profile container to handle all those things, You use one container VHD file to handle all those files. You can store those OSD files into a separate VHD. It all depends on your choice. Again, I think Liang made a point earlier that Citrix Profile Management today is the only solution in the market that provides both file-based technology versus container-based technology, right? Each technology has its own pros and the cons. So some customers choose to combine those benefit, like using the container together with the roaming profile. So they may split the profile, like large file OSD files into the separate VHD. That's fine. And some customers choose to simplify the solution. They want to put everything into one VHD. They can also do that. They configure it and put everything into the VHD. That also works. So we have flexibility there, and you can use either way depending on your use case.
Yeah, if the customer have the requirement for the concurrent access to the OSD container or OneDrive container, we need to enable the specific container. We cannot put that in the whole full container base. The full container will not support the concurrent access. Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there any minimum size for disk size before compaction takes place? Disk will be compacted only if the HDX is larger than X gigabytes.
Yeah, Liang, you want to take that one?
Yeah, that's no because we using the Microsoft API to provision or to perform all the disk compaction. So we have two triggers. Yeah, one is a space ratio, and another is the numbers of the log off since the last compaction. So we put everything into the Microsoft API. API will do the job for to perform the compaction. Yeah, so we don't have a controls over the specific work task for the disk compaction. Yeah, we let the OS operating system to do the job.
Yeah, I just want to mention one thing. Wayne, your comment to that first question regarding WEM just kind of got me thinking for some of our conversations prepping for this. On app access control, configuring rules. Right now in Citrix, the way we configure those rules is either by PowerShell or WEM. But important to note that if a customer doesn't have an entitlement to WEM, that doesn't mean that they can't actually download, deploy, and use WEM to configure those rules. Just one thing I think important to point out on the app access control.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks, Amber.
Okay. All right, so I'm gonna end things there. Thank you, gentlemen, so much. Once again, gentlemen, it's great having you here today. Great information, and I really appreciate you sharing your knowledge with all of us here at Ferroque. So thank you again. Have a wonderful day, gentlemen. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And we look forward to following up on any questions that we weren't able to answer either in blog form and personally as well. So by all means, if you have questions, comments, submit them. We'd love to hear them, and we will get back to you. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Thank you to the audience who joined us today. Have a great day.